Hi, everybody. We here at McStabber Studios appreciate you tuning in to see our tabletop RPG streams. Some of the content of our streams may be a bit mature and cause emotional responses in viewers. We really take the well-being of our viewers very seriously, and we want you to do what you need to if something triggers you. Mute the stream, take a break, or just skip an episode. Otherwise, if you decide to stay tuned in, we are available in chat during the streams to talk you through it if you need that. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy this game session.
Why dost thou sit upon my grave, and will dead lips to speak? Why dost thou weep upon my grave, and will not let me sleep? My breast it is as cold as clay, my breath is earthly strong, and if you kiss my cold clay lips, your days they won't be long. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk. When will we meet again, sweetheart? When will we meet again? When the autumn leaves that fall from trees are green and spring up again. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk.
Good evening, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Wraith Life Derailed. I am the Storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Ravina, and I play Margot Fallon.
I'm House, and I play Noah Frost.
I'm Raylan Dare, and I'm playing Alexis Langley.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Tark Tiernan.
I'm Evie Eternal, and I'm playing Aurora Walker.
And as many saw last week, we had Isaac wander off from the group. Awful convenient because he's unable to make it this week. It was his anniversary when we were recording this, so happy anniversary to Isaac, played by Tamshu, and his wonderful bride of 32 years. Happy anniversary, you two. Hope you had a good anniversary. And when we last played, of course, this circle of wraiths we're at Prudence's house, and we're discussing with her when they actually met an odd specter who called himself the Voice. Very presumptuous, I was told. But he was a playful individual, and he pointed out they were missing a birdie. And one of the first scenes we were going to do tonight is what happened to that little birdie, Aurora. But first, many Reapers see new wraiths as resources. Some of them only want thralls, laborers bound as slaves, prisoners. Others want new souls as raw material for the soul forges. An infant who falls into the hands of one of these reapers is in trouble from the get-go, and unless she escapes, she may find her time in the Shadowlands to be nasty, brutish, and short. When the rest of the the circle, was busy paying attention to the incident between Palmer and Buchanan, Aurora, who had been wandering around this little wedding hall, noticed that there was a butt can out. And she had went out to investigate. That urge is a tough one. She wasn't out there long when she felt a tap on her shoulder.
What?
And before her stands, well, female would be a way to describe it, but not. It is a individual of demonic, nightmarish proportions, standing 6.5, 7 feet tall, wearing all armor. It seems to be made of spikes and edges and razors and blades. Long arms tipped in claws. You're not even sure she's wearing a helmet because it seems like her head is the helmet.
What the hell are you?
Shh. And then, while you were talking to her, you feel something clamp around your hands. And there's a guy there, man, maybe 4 feet tall, very tiny. And he's grinning, pointing at your shackles.
Is this supposed to be funny? Is this some kind of joke?
You're ours now. Isn't that right, Charlie? And Charlie looks up, goes, That's right, Fanny. That's right. She's ours now. We've got her. Let's get her out of here.
Great. You're Fanny.
This monstrous thing throws you on her shoulder. Like you weighed nothing. And there's an odd feeling with these chains on you. You're not sure why. You feel dampened, muted. In some ways, it saps emotion from you. Now, you knew there were spikes on this armor, but where you were thrown, it seems the spikes haven't pierced you at all. They're just not there all of a sudden. And as you're being run into the woods behind this building, you hear a cackle coming from the front of this wedding hall. Very kind of a cackle. But you don't have time to know what's going on as you're drugged deeper into the woods. Now, if you know what you're good for you're going to keep your mouth shut for a few minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to have to shut you up. Ain't that right, Charlie? That's right, Fanny, that's right. We'll shut her up good.
How did you plan on doing that?
I'll take your mouth away.
I'm just on her shoulder, just very incredulous of that. You know, I guess I wouldn't be surprised at this point. What do you want?
I think you should do it, Fanny. I think you should do it. Take her mouth away. Just do it. Maybe, Charlie. Let's see. Oh, we want what we came for. What was taken from us. We want you. You're ours. I'm taking you to see Mort.
Oh, great. More of this nonsense. What, slaves? Coins?
No, if you're useful, you'll be a slave. If you're not, you're going to be coin. You're what's of value.
You can't be serious.
Do I look like someone who's not serious?
You look like a damn anime character.
For someone who's in my custody, you are a little flippant. You're going to have to teach her. You're going to have to teach her, Fanny. I think you should take her mouth. Let's do it. Not yet, Charlie.
Oh, wow. Your imagination sure is running wild. These are really, really interesting. Just be careful. It's just you remember that they can't hurt you. Yeah, if you ever do feel like you do need any help, though, you just need to ask.
Yeah, I know. They're weird. Yeah. I'm not even sure what to say to this. What is this, a hostage situation? Is this the only way you, get currency here? What's the point of currency when you're dead?
To buy things?
Buy
That's right,
what?
Fanny. She's gonna learn. She's gonna learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie. Let's get moving faster. And you see, over the shoulder, her reach down and hold Charlie's hand. And where she was seeming to take one step before, every step is almost like a slight blur as she moves impossibly far for each step she makes. The two of them, you're not moving at warp speed, but as she steps, it jumps forward, rapidly moving.
Oh, this situation just got more complicated. I need to learn how to do that.
Muted.
Sometimes we learn the best when we just take a moment to sit back and observe, let the story play out as it unfolds, and keep quiet.
Right.
And these steps go on for a few minutes until you see a building ahead of you. One you actually know that some of your friends were wanting to go to.
Oh, good.
There's a hospital. And as you get close to the building, the jumps slow down, as if there's no need to move quickly now. And obviously Fanny. So you assume the names are kind of odd because Fanny, even Charlie sometimes calls her Fanny. You might even heard a Flanny in there. He's not sure on the names, but she takes you into this building and it's the hospital. And you become incorporeal as she passes through the wall. Your chains stay on you as you become incorporeal. They do not fall off. You do not fall off her shoulder.
That's not fair.
She takes you in a bit, and you pass through several walls going into this place until you arrive in a room with no doors. Cinder block all around. With this long-haired man that you heard described to you. Black leather jacket, long hair, and a ponytail. You were told he would be Vincent.
Vincent.
Oh, you found her. Good. Mort will be back. He's checking on some things. Are you comfortable?
Define comfortable.
And Fanny drops you on the floor rather unceremoniously. Have a seat.
Don't
Take
mind
a load
if I
off. I mean, you can be as comfortable as you can for now.
Of course. So what's the situation? What do you want besides
you're
slavery, coin?
Maybe. We might trade you. It depends on what Thomas has to offer. But if there's no deal, I'm pretty sure Mort's gonna have you hauled off to Richmond.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Like I said, there used to be unpleasant about it. Might as well take a load off and relax. Like a little hideout here?
Interesting, to say the least. I wouldn't expect it in the middle of a hospital.
A few years back, while I was working here with them, we saw they were remodeling. Just took a little tweak here, a little tweak there, and suddenly they bricked the room in. Sealed it off. Not even sure how many of them remember it's even here. Right in the middle of the hospital. That way we don't have to worry about needless people walking through us. It's not very pleasant.
Oh, I've noticed.
Don't mind those two there. Not very sociable.
Interesting characters. Why does that one look like a demon?
You know, I haven't asked her. Fanny, why do you even do that? Because it's fun. If you're going to be a monster, be a monster. Okay. She does her thing. Charlie does his thing.
And you do your thing? Were you scouting? Spotting?
That's most of what I do. You see, I'm the eyes. She's the brute. He's the transportation. Mort's the brains.
Well, I very much look forward to meeting this Mort.
You will. He'll be back. I think he's checking on some of the people here. You'd imagine being in hospital. We get a steady supply of raw materials to sell.
It's an interesting way to say people, but yes, I can imagine.
You're not people. You're dead.
We are.
No,
Ghosts,
no, you were a
wraiths,
person.
whatever.
Now, you're a ghost, a wraith. You're a resource, you see.
Does that
If it
mean to
wasn't
the right
us, someone
person
else would
you're
do
a
it.
resource?
Mute it again.
Do we really have to go through this again? Aren't you tired of people telling you you're dead when you're clearly not?
Yeah, it is getting a little frustrating, to say the least. So, how do I get out of this? What do you want?
Well, you
What
don't.
can I give you that's more valuable than me?
Doubt you have anything more valuable than you. And you're not really in a position to offer anything, because if you had anything valuable, we'd take it. Now, saying this, you do. None of them bothered to search you. So you still do have a lighter hidden in your pocket that they haven't even checked for.
I'm not touching that yet.
You know, it's like this. I could either be with this group, or I could be in your place. Which would you choose?
There's
But
not
I'm-
a society like Richmond where you don't have to worry about like being captured by.
Oh, yes, you do.
other people.
Oh, yeah. Richmond's worse than this. Piss off the wrong person? You could be right here like this.
Great. What a wonderful afterlife that's been cultivated.
You know, if you're in my place, you'd make the same choices. Unfortunately, as far as I know, there's no opening in the gang.
Yet.
You know, we don't want to have too big a group. Draws too much attention.
The Legionnaires.
Legionnaires don't mind us as much, but...
It would make you afraid.
Oh, we don't fuck with Legionnaires. They got Stygian steel. We don't.
Really? How does one get their hands on Stygian steel?
Go to Stygia. Trade
That's
for
fair.
it. Steal it. Normally steal it.
You seem like you'd be pretty good at stealing.
Tried. Hey, Fanny, what happened when we tried to steal the Stygian steel? And she turns, and looking at her back, there's actually a scar down her armor.
I'll be damned.
She can't get rid of that mark. Cut her pretty good.
Is that what happens when you're cut with Stygian steel?
Not always. You can get cut and heal some of it, but if it's bad enough, it leaves a mark. I don't want to rough up this pretty appearance, you see, so I don't really mess with those who have it.
Of course. I like you, Vincent. Regardless of our current circumstance. You seem nice.
Hey.
At least.
Fanny looks over and goes, would you stop talking to the merchandise, please? Don't mind her. She's cranky. She's always been cranky.
She's got the appearance for it.
She was like that when I joined.
Oh, it must have been quite odd. How did you join? And Aurora will kind of get comfortable. She's trying to give an air of nonchalance as best she can.
I knew Mort. Mort and I ran in a gang together over in Richmond. He died. I didn't. A few years later, they got me. And guess who was there waiting? Mort. He already had the other two.
Oh, how nice.
Is it just me, or is Mort kind of a crappy villain name?
We'll think of something and post it. Don't worry.
And Vincent continues to have small talk. He's very sociable for a slaver.
Mm-hmm.
A literal slaver. We're going to flash back now, back to the group back at the Gruden's at the tavern, Hanover Tavern. So they've got her, and that means we don't.
They who?
Can I hear this on the other side of the building?
You were going around looking on the side of the building for Isaac, so you can.
I was on the opposite side of the building.
You were on the left side of
side
the building. They're at the back of the building, so yes, you are close enough to hear him say that.
I'm going to continue walking around the building to the back where they are.
So what are
Where
we
do they
supposed to
have
do?
Deathmark Reapers got her. Mort's gang.
Mort.
Isaac bugged out.
What do you mean bugged out?
He took off.
Damn it.
I knew he was going to do it, and as soon as I got distracted, he was gone.
And I think it's more important we focus on the person taken than the person who ran away.
Well, he might be taken next. He's out on his own.
I tried to warn him not to listen to the voice.
Problem for another day.
That's why I said not to listen to the voice. But you're right. We've got to focus on the important part. Because if they've got her, we've got to go get her.
Where would they take her?
To their haunt. Their hideout, they call it. They still think they're a gang or something. I don't know. Miss Alexis. The hospital.
And where is their haunt?
The hospital.
Like it's a normal thing.
I don't know where in it. I try to avoid it. It's somewhere in that damn hospital.
Give me a moment. I have an apology to make. And I turn and walk into the building right through the wall.
Okay.
Take bashing damage.
Yep, you'll take one. Did you find her, mistress?
Mort's crew got her. I wanted to apologize to you, Mistress Prudent. I behaved inappropriately in your home, and I am very sorry.
It's all right, mistress. I understand. It's stressful. And coming to grips with what you are now. I see it. It's okay. Just.
I will be sure that I do not do that again if I'm ever allowed in your home again.
You're fine. Master Tom should know better. He should know better, but it'll be fine. Are you sure Mort's...
Yeah, they left a read.
Well,
We're gonna go try to get her.
I wish I had... tell you what, mistress. I feel a little bit responsible because she was taken from, this is my area, my house, property. She goes over to a fireplace in the room. You see her become insubstantial as she reaches her hand through the fireplace. You see her pull out a small notebook. Looks like it's missing most of the pages. But it's on your side.
Mm-hmm. I walk up to her.
It's only got 3 or 4 pages left. But it's worth something for trade.
Thank you. And she'll reach out her hand.
Hey, mistress, I don't like owing anyone. In my day, we didn't owe people.
I feel the same.
But it may not be enough. But tell the beetleheads, if they don't take it in trade, it better come back to me.
I'll tell them.
They'll know better.
I'll tell them.
Don't remind them. Don't cross Miss Prudence.
I will remind them. And I take it.
Okay. And it looks like it was one of those old spiral-bound notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the pages are gone. Just a few sheets left.
Mm-hmm. But they're blank.
Looks like a modern one of all things. You don't know how.
she got it somehow. Okay. I thank her. Thank you, Miss Prudence. I appreciate it.
Keep your friends safe.
I will try. It's a full-time job.
And mistress, Master Tom tries. His heart's in the right place.
I know it is. I know it is. He's just a hard one to trust.
He's a hard man. I know you don't see it, but he's a hard man. He's had to be. Just remember that.
Unfortunately, I'm a hard woman. I've had to be.
You'll learn in 50 more years. Hard decision sometimes. And you gotta go on knowing it. With that voice that reminds you.
Mm-hmm. And I nod my head to her in deference.
No, shoot, just go get your friend.
Walk out.
Okay? Tom's out back, just, he's...
Prudence has offered something to trade for her. She feels responsible. But if it's not enough, they are to be reminded not to cross Prudence.
Oh, they won't cross Miss Prudence. But I didn't think she had anything.
I show him the notebook. If it's not worth anything, she expects it back.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Thomas, you seem hesitant. You seem hesitant to go, Thomas. Are you going to lead us there, or are you just going to point us in the direction?
I'll lead you. I've got to lead you there, because you can't... If you go and face that crew...
They'll take us all.
Exactly. They will take you. And... I mean, I guess my debt to them will be even, because they got what they wanted.
Can you hold your shit together?
I can hold my shit together. Don't worry about that part. I'm just... You understand when you meet this group. They're not like me.
I kind of get the hint when you say a gang of ghosts. I mean, the picture's pretty clear. I'm not going to underestimate them by any means.
They're a brute squad.
Dig down into your deepest, darkest nightmare.
I'd prefer not to in this place.
You're going to.
I won't.
Think about Dante's Inferno. You're going to meet someone you could have seen somewhere like that.
Fantastic. Shall we get moving?
Please.
You all ready to do this?
Might as well.
We're all going to eventually
Ready
check
is
on
subjective,
Isaac, right?
Thomas. He's a big boy.
Oh, I
He
was
ran
told that
off.
wasn't a priority, so.
Okay.
We should
I
focus
understand.
on the person who was taken, not the person who ran off.
Mm.
I agree. I mean,
I figure follow the boys because they know best.
We can all listen, Alexis. We can always. We don't know where he went. Well, we know where he went,
I know the
We-
general
we can't
direction he
track
went,
him.
but I can't track him.
but we know where she is, and we know exactly where she'll be. One we can get to, one we can't. You've got to decide what's more important.
I understand.
Aurora's way more important, let's be real.
I mean, we could wander days. And if we don't stumble on him, we won't find him. And Thomas starts leading you through the woods. And I'll give you the scene if anyone wants to talk about anything through this trip through the woods, because Thomas isn't in a very talkative mood. He seems tied up thinking about what's about to go down. And you do see him, his hand keeps straying to his pocket where that knife keeps coming out of.
So if we're going to go up against these other wraiths, what can we do? How do we use our powers against them? I mean,
we're offering them something. We're trading. We're not trying to get in a fight with them.
But if it
we're not
comes to
trying
that,
to. Yeah, if it comes to that.
Let's hope it
Muted.
doesn't.
Shadow is muted.
You're weak as shit. You couldn't do a damn thing to them. You're wasting your time with this.
No, this isn't wasting time. We need to get Aurora back. She can be very valuable.
Spoken like a true ghost, Tark.
There are certain realities to our situation now.
When everyone is ready to, don't have anything left they want to talk about, you can just do your hand like this so I know, and then I will move on the scene. That way I can give you all the max time to do your thing.
I really do not want to sound patronizing here, but I hope we use some discretion with these abilities that we have. We're not facing some crackpot on a roof. These sound like real formidable people. So if you're going to do something, please weigh all the consequences beforehand. Because Aurora is not just in danger, we're throwing ourselves in a very dangerous position right now. And we're still very new at this.
Yeah, we are, but we're still stuck playing the game.
And a rookie throws all of his pawns out there first without thinking about how they can be utilized. Don't show our hand so easily, is all I'm saying. If we can go out there without any damage done, I think that's the best outcome.
when has the best outcome happened to us yet? I appreciate the optimism.
It's not optimism. I'm the only one here. You have no idea what can happen.
No, and that makes
no
you
idea.
special, so enjoy that.
No, it makes me... I have information that you don't have. You're treating this like it's a game, and it's not. There are consequences.
This isn't a game.
That's what I'm saying.
None of this is a fucking game.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't want any of you to have to experience
when even
what I did.
friends are enemies, none of this is a game.
I hope We don't have to learn the hard way.
I'm done.
Yeah. And he's taking you to a place called Hanover Hospital. So, as you come up to it, it's not a big hospital, very tiny. Wouldn't even have known it was there. But you can actually see a very odd thing as you approach. The building is what you expect. It's raggedy, dilapidated, falling apart. But there's a side building, very small, that does not appear to be falling apart, very new looking. And it has a substantiality to it.
Thomas, is that side building on our side?
Yeah, that's over here.
Interesting.
It was a Civil War hospital right there, where they did triage, and then it burned down. And it became here.
So if we walk in there, we'll see what was there in the Civil War. But
I was in there. It's empty. It's just an empty shell of a building.
Yeah.
You can't walk through the walls, though. I can warn you, it's solid.
But we can open a door.
You can open the door and go in. It's on our
Gotcha.
side.
Gotcha.
It's really weird. Let me try to explain it. If it was moved about 200 feet that way towards the building and was intersecting, you would see both buildings on top of each other in places. And while you could walk through the walls of that hospital, you couldn't walk through the walls of that building.
Oh, that would get very complicated.
It really gets complicated when you go to walk through a wall and it turns out there's another wall behind it that isn't one
That
you can walk
stops you
through when you
dead in
run
your
into
tracks.
something. It's hard to follow.
Yeah.
I wasn't
This
sure
whole
you could.
thing has been hard to follow, so we'll get there, I guess.
Now, okay, gather around, everyone. Let me explain some things. I don't know where they are in this building. I know they come here because this is where they can get bodies easy. People die all the time. Okay? And when they die, just here, they get them. To warn you, they are very dangerous. Don't let Vincent or Mort trick you into thinking they aren't dangerous. Fanny, you'll know is dangerous. You'll be able to tell. Charlie looks harmless. He's not. You'll understand. But they are very dangerous. And they know their job. I can't believe we're going to go in and do this, but I have a responsibility on this one too. So we're going to do it. We're going to try to negotiate. But I don't know if you all are worth 3 sheets of paper.
Well, thanks for that.
I'm assuming you mean that very literally.
I mean it literally, yes. Sonny, I meant it.
Now,
You're a
I have a
resource.
question. I have a question, Thomas. If we can walk through the walls of the hospital and their haunt is in that hospital and not the one that's on our side, how are they keeping Aurora with them? I mean, couldn't she just walk away?
Chains. They'll let you through some walls, but not others. You can't walk through walls on your own when you're chained.
What else do these chains do?
Blocks you from using powers.
Oh.
Blocks the voice from using theirs, too. They get a little restless after a while, chained up, and start getting
Agitated?
stir crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can be carried through a wall while chained by someone else, but you can't go through.
Mm.
The chains are made in Stygia. All the good reapers have some. It's the only way to bring people back.
They're like the coin, that piece of coin you showed us, made of the same stuff, souls.
Made of souls. But if it comes to it, save yourselves. Don't try to save me. If it comes to it, run and keep running. Don't stop running. I've been trying to teach you and I haven't had a chance. I mean, you've not even been dead a day yet. But just like when you were alive, there are situations that are life and death, or death and death. And this is one of them.
Understood.
This crew will destroy you rather than let you run free. If they get nothing out of it, they will not hesitate to make sure no one gets anything out of it. Now, we need to stick together, but we've also got to search. I avoid the hospital for a reason. I know it's where their territory, their turf, as they call it. But we've got to stick together, and we've got to find where it'll be. So be ready to feel uncomfortable a bit, because we're going to walk through a lot of walls.
Storyteller question?
Yes.
I took a bashing damage going into talk.
You are healed by now from the walk.
Okay. Didn't know if that healed or not.
Yep.
Can I make a...
Go ahead.
I said, can I make a memoriam roll?
Yes, you can. Roll a number of dice against target number 8 for memoriam to charge up some pathos.
Is it something with memoriam or just straight memoriam?
It's just straight memoriam. It's relying on the memories of people who are alive on you.
Target
8.
Okay, 1 success.
So you gain 1 pathos. You can feel the charge of the living that are still around. Somebody somewhere was thinking of you just now. In a very real way. Now we're going to flash real quick to Aurora again. You're in there a few minutes. 20 minutes maybe. More than a few. 20 minutes. Almost a half hour. When a blonde man comes in. Very skinny. Looks like somebody that probably was bullied in high school. His hair's kind of raggedy. He's wearing glasses that are broke on one side. You got us, Fanny? Oh, great. Hey. How you enjoying being property?
It's an interesting experience, to say the least.
Hopefully we'll work something out, and you won't have to go to the fortress. You got any skills? You got anything useful?
I'm learning my ghostly powers real quick, but my powers of persuasion tend to be pretty good. I'm good at building rapport with people, you know.
No, you got anything really useful? I mean, I need to know how to value you, because I've got to... When we take you to Richmond, you're going to go up on the block. I need to know... You know how to sell it to try to get the most I can out of you. Now, if you don't have useful skills, we're going to sell you for the forges. And I mean, I get a pittance for forges. I get more for good thralls. So if you really think you have something that can save you from the forges, now's the time to let me know.
I guess it depends what skills are useful as a ghost.
I mean, a little bit of everything. Can you fight?
I can fight. I'll learn how to street brawl.
That's useful. Legionnaire's always looking for people.
Of course.
Do you have an aversion to animal? Well, no. Do you have an aversion to being an animal?
Excuse me? To being an animal?
I think the Legionnaire group lost 1 or 2 of their pack last time. They're tracking dogs, and they're looking to make some new ones. So if you think you're good at being an animal, I can get a good price for that. If you serve well, they'll turn you back.
What are you doing? This isn't how a hero negotiates with the villain. They find a way to escape. I don't know why you're even listening to them. Come on, you're a better writer than this.
Negotiation happens to be my forte, thank you.
Here's the thing how it works. If you're worth enough, you'll be a thrall. If you're a good thrall, you might get freed one day, and then you can, do your thing. But if you're not good, well, you go to the forges. So,
Well, I must admit I'd rather not be a tracking dog if that's okay.
Okay.
But if
So
there's
you can fight. That might get me another obeli out of it.
And
But we've
you're
got
Mort,
some-
I presume, right?
Oh, of course I am. I figured
Alright.
you could tell by the way I just walked in here and they all shut up.
Of course.
Don't mind the appearance. We can't control how we look.
I know.
Well, except for Fanny.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's a very interesting ability. I had similar abilities.
Fanny, you're looking hot as usual. And Fanny's just, and she looks away from Mort. She's not very social, but I am. So, like I said, I'm trying to find the value here. What powers have you used? Do you know what you can do yet?
Well, I do know I can change my face and body. I do know that... Actually... What other powers? I don't know. I'd have to try them, I guess, first. A little hard to do with the...
Good
clicks,
maskers.
you know?
Good maskers are always valuable. That works in your favor. That's pretty good. I like that. What'd you do when you were alive?
Well, when I was alive, I wrote as a writer. Good profession.
Not much use for writing over here.
I figured.
But, some like to hear good stories if it's... Are you a famous writer?
I am?
That could help a little, because there's always somebody who wants to own a famous writer. Heard a rumor even Tolkien was scraped up over in Europe and spent a number of years there.
Impressive.
Some
must have been a good writer indeed.
Quit fetishizing yourself. No one likes that.
I understand a little bit of self... I know. Sorry. Talking to the shadow.
We all go through that phase. Eventually you stop talking, and that's when it gets really mean. But
I imagine.
That's not a problem right now. We don't have to worry about that right now because, well, you're chained. And you're going to stay chained till you hit the block. Now, if you get a good master, you'll be unchained.
Oh, how kind.
I've just got to get you there. Once you're to Richmond and on the block, you're not my problem anymore, you see? And then we'll take our money and we'll divvy it up and maybe buy some more things and we'll start to cycle over again.
It's kind of boring.
Well, it's in existence. I really don't want to drag it out. Hang on, I got to answer something.
No worries.
And, I try to get this information. It's easier if we're pleasant about it because you can have a rather social walk through the woods back to Richmond, or we can do it the hard way and Fanny over there can take your mouth and then you won't be able to speak and then you can sit in silence and then I won't have anyone to talk to. Well, Vincent will talk sometimes. But as you can see, Charlie's not much to talk with. And Charlie hisses when he says that.
Is that common?
That Charlie's an odd one. I never did get a story about what's wrong. He's been like that since he crossed over. But him and Fanny are a team. Can't have one without the other.
Of course. I wouldn't presume to speak on their behalf. But I would want to negotiate a little bit, if you're willing, Mort.
No, there's no negotiation. You can't join us, so you're a prisoner.
Is that so? What if I were to get you something more valuable than a single prisoner? I'm sure you get plenty of them coming through here.
I mean, we're planning to get the whole crew of you.
I mean,
We counted 6.
maybe.
Oh. One way or another, we'll get you. If we have to take you one at a time, we can.
Spooky.
I mean, we'll find you. Tell Tom should know better. We've had this talk with him before. And he just doesn't want to respect the rules. So we're going to teach him the rules by taking you all this time. Last time we only took half. Gave him the benefit of the doubt. Not anymore. We're done that.
Can I try to persuade him a little bit here?
You can roll, I would assume, manipulation persuasion?
This would be a sweet talk persuasion.
Okay, that's your specialization.
It sure is.
He's going to roll against you.
I've got a good amount of dice here. Let's see. And
Difficulty for both of you is going to be 6.
on the specialty, I can reroll 10s, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's another 10. Did 10s that I've gotten off of 10s reroll again?
Yep.
Five successes. Or wait, actually, I guess, what was the difficulty?
6.
Oh, okay. Actually, that changes, because I was going by... I was still in the mood from Chronicles of Darkness. 6 successes, then.
I mean, I get what you're saying. You got a good point. But I'm pretty sure we can just take it all. He got 7, by the way. He also got to reroll his 10s.
Fair enough. You're a hard negotiator.
So, what can you tell me about your friends? You know, since, you know.
How much is it worth to you?
Might mean the difference between me putting you on the forge block, me putting you on the thrall block.
To be fair, I don't know that much. It's been less than a day, but I'm sure I can clue you in a little bit. I know one of them reads minds or something. A couple of them seem to be able to learn pretty quick as well. I'm pretty sure one could, at least one, maybe 2 of them could form weapons with their bodies.
I'm not worried about that. Fanny holds pretty well for that one. As you can see,
sure.
she's kind of into the whole fighting thing.
Looks like a strong set of armor.
It oddly enough is. That's not what I do. I'm, you know.
I don't know if they have anything on them. I don't think so. At least they didn't show me. But...
And when you say that, you get a very odd urge. You need to roll your permanent willpower against a difficulty of 7.
Permanent willpower against difficulty of 7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty of 7, so 1, 2, 3, but I got a 1. So 2 successes. But I had 3, but I got a 1.
That's 2 successes are necessary to counteract the effects of Freudian slip.
Oh.
When you were talking about they don't have anything on the tip of your tongue, and you almost mentioned they don't have a lighter like you do. But you got the successes you needed to resist spilling that bean.
Fuck you, Shadow.
Now we're going to flash back to the rest of the group. Does anyone have any ideas the best way to go about searching through this? Because we've already established Thomas is not the swiftest.
Life sight.
Life sight will find the living.
But if there's any blank spots, we may see where they're congregating.
Looking for a
Because a
globe.
hospital is full of people.
That's true. Anyone else have ideas?
I seem to have a grasp on when I'm surrounded by danger, the voice being the exception. I could try and keep a sense out if we're about to be
Going to use
ambushed.
fatalism to check the threads of fate to feel as you get in more and more danger as you get closer to their spot.
And we need to use life sight to find where that spot is.
Life sight would show you where they are.
By the negative space.
Well, but you still can't see through the wall, so it won't help you with that one. But I will let, because these are the kind of things that you as a player may not know, but your character might. So I will let intelligence and, enigmas could be used. Academics could be used because if you know about hospital layouts and those kind of things, it might help for that. If anyone has a better one they'd like to use for it, they could tell me.
This is just a straight ability roll?
Yep. Intelligence and enigmas, or intelligence and academics, or if you have one you think applies better, go ahead. Because I know Noah's got the enigmas.
What's the difficulty, Storyteller?
6.
Could I use... that's fine. Yeah, intelligence and enigma works fine.
Okay. 3, 4.
You said 6, correct?
6 is the difficulty, yeah.
It's an easy difficulty because there's times when your characters would know something the players don't, and that's why I'll allow a roll on this one. 4 and 3.
Okay, I'll use intelligence and academics. Now, would researcher apply in here?
I don't think researcher would.
No. Okay.
I'm a dummy.
4? So we have 2 4s and a 3, and what does Noah have?
1, but I should have rolled investigation instead. Because I have deductive as a specialty.
Well, they've got 2 4s and a 3. And putting your minds together, you come up with an actual easier plan. You're going to look for somewhere that the mortals won't be, because it would be very inconvenient to constantly have to dodge people.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to look at an interior room, but one that would be missed. And the only way that would happen would be in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So the best place to start will be a basement. Which is easy to find. There's stairwells all over the place.
All right.
So you all begin to move through the building. And Thomas has you each hold hands.
Okay.
And literally spread out at arm's length. And walk straight down the hospital, passing through walls.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way to cover the ground.
We take 1 bashing damage for the first wall?
First wall will be 1 bashing damage.
Okay.
After that, it's going to take, it says rounds, but it's flexible. Figure 10 minutes per point of stamina that you'll stay in substantial. So the more stamina you have, the longer you're going to stay in substantial.
I have 3, so I have 30.
But actually, it doesn't take long. 20 minutes. Let me see who it is. We've got 5 people. Let's see who walks through and finds them. Tark is the one. Who is to your left and who's to your right, Tark?
Okay, I'm not on the end. I'm in the middle somewhere.
You're in the middle somewhere.
Okay, Alexis is to my right, and Noah is to the left.
Okay. And you stumble into a room. There's no wall there. You didn't see a door. There's just cinder block ahead of you. When you walk into a room where you see 4 individuals, one of them, a monstrous creature of demonic armor with spikes. Obviously female by the shape of the armor. But no skin showing. It is a full suit. The head seems to be part of the individual. The person you've been described as Vincent. A 4-foot tall, almost maybe hobbit-like individual who's hanging around this demonic armor. And a scrawny blonde-haired guy with broken glasses. And, of course, Aurora.
Okay. I pull on both sides, pulling in to let them know that they found something. That I found something.
I think we have guessed.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Noah would have tried to dodge out of the way of being touched.
Yeah. Well,
And now Thomas made us hold hands.
wanted you linked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like if that was the case, I would have tried to avoid that as well.
So did you? Okay, I will let you roll. To avoid being touched.
Yeah.
I will let you roll. There is a roll for that specifically. And it is going to willpower difficulty 7.
So just my permanent willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I picked those up.
Or there is another option. And I will let Tark know this. You can burn a willpower to not taint your friends that are touching you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because by default, anyone who touches you is tainted.
Mm-hmm.
And on a subconscious level, you're aware of this. You can feel the oblivion seep into others that touch you.
Okay,
So you'll burn a willpower, so the shadows don't gain angst for holding your hand. It lasts for one scene, and this whole part is one scene. So,
okay, so it's something Tark is burning.
Yeah, he's going to burn it instead, so you don't have to roll.
Okay, great.
He's shut off the tainted touch. He's clamped down on that darkness he feels seep out of himself every time somebody's touched him so far, which has been a few people.
Mm-hmm.
He's started to realize what happens when someone touches him.
That's messed up. It's kind of isolating.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Have we been noticed in this room?
Yeah, they
saw
noticed.
immediately Tark walk in.
Have
Tark
we
walked
pulled
right
everybody
in?
in?
He tugged at the two sides. What is everybody else doing?
Who is on? Is anybody? Am I on the end?
You're on the end.
Okay, so
it would be
Noah,
Alexis,
pull them all in
Tark, Noah. Then we'll put Thomas and Margot
outside
on the other far side.
I'll get out of the seat I'm in and sort of back away from where everyone's looking.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Wasn't expecting that.
Do I get a sense that there's a potential to be surrounded? Essentially, I want to make
You're in a room.
Fatalism roll.
Okay, you can roll your fatalism roll. I will let you roll that. And that was perception fatalism, I believe, isn't it?
Yes.
Sounds right. We'll go with that.
I believe you're right.
So do you get pulled in when you pull tugs on it? Margot, are you coming in when Thomas tugs on your hand?
Mm-hmm.
So there will be a whole chain of people coming in.
Target?
The target will be 6.
Does my insightful specialty count for anything?
Actually, sorry, no, the target is 5 here. Yes, insightful can be used. I keep forgetting to lower the shroud difficulty in a haunt. The shroud difficulty goes down for each point the haunt is.
4 successes.
Okay. You are in imminent danger. You can feel it.
of course, it's palpable.
Yeah, you can. You are on a hair's width of destruction right now.
Noah's just gonna kind of keep things in his periphery. He's not gonna do like a full whoa look, but just turn his head slightly just to kind of get as not a full 360, but as much in his periphery as he's scanning kind of around.
And as you come in the room,
And Alexis is in a corner. She's keeping her eyes around the entire room.
now as there's only one remotely woman in there, so you can assume that one was Fanny. But the one who speaks is the blonde. Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our house. We need a stripper pole over here, but we haven't found one yet on this side.
Tacky.
What? Everywhere's better. I saw it in the game once. Everywhere's better with a stripper pole. Now we've got you all together. Hi, Tom. Hey, Mort. And you see Fanny look over and you can hear her growling. Now we've got you all together. Welcome. You are all our property. Tom took you when he's not supposed to. So, now we have to make an arrangement.
Well, it seems we were unclaimed by you.
We are going to pause right here for the break. With them in a room with these 4, wraiths.
Reapers.
One scrawny kid that was probably picked on a lot when he was alive, that's discovered he has a source of power on this side, and he seems to use it. One who's obviously a monster inside. One that seems to be mentally handicapped in some way, perhaps, Charlie. And Vincent, which was the last one. You all haven't heard anything, but I think Aurora would have some comments about sociopath coming out of his mouth. And we will see you in 10 minutes.
She lives in murk and shadow, cold as the alleys of stone. She's a blur in the window, a prisoner of the underworld. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew, before the cursed dark consumed. And every clock is broken, and every step is hopeless, living in the gloom. And every day gets longer, till no one can remember, lost in the gloom. She sings a song to the moon, the loneliest song you ever knew. A friend she lost, lovers too, of life before she fell to gloom. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew, before the cursed dark consumed. not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Come, let's leave this world behind. Dance with the dark ones in your mind. Come, let's leave them all behind. Dance with the dark ones. Dance with the dark ones. Hush, child, open your eyes. You are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless.
Welcome back. Before the break, the group had actually finally got to meet the Deathmark Reapers with Mort and Fanny and Charlie and Vincent. And now they're left with negotiating to try to save their own selves from being taken prisoner. And that's where we're going to pick up. Now, I know while we were on break, there's a discussion about figuring out who Fanny growled at. And anyone who's wanting to try to figure that out can roll perception and alertness.
Can I use my deductive specialty from investigation instead of alertness?
Sure.
Can I use detail-oriented
Yes.
with perception?
Yep, I'll let you use both of those. Sure. I'm generous. You should
And
be
what's the
worried.
difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 6.
1 success.
The shroud rating doesn't affect it?
Nope, shroud rating doesn't affect this one. 3. So we got a 3, 2, 1,
Boom.
7.
7. Wow. 7 and 4, and then 3, 2, 1, huh? 2 and 1 don't cut it. 3 and above. She growled when Thomas entered the room. She growled at Thomas specifically. So, let's see how we can do this. You're mine. Well, sorry, ours.
No.
You know, Miss Prudence was very upset that your group pulled this stunt on her turf. And I am going to roll charisma and subterfuge with false testimony.
Okay, go ahead.
Which one's talking again?
Mort.
On their end.
What was my difficulty?
Difficulty is 6. It was Mort.
Can I make a kismet roll against him?
Yes, you can. You can
I
roll
got
your
7 successes.
7. We'll hold that for now. We're going to let him roll his kismet roll.
Okay,
You're
let's
going to
percep-
roll perception fatalism.
Can I use my insightful specialty?
Yes. And the target number is going to be 6 on this one because it doesn't really matter as much about the shroud with this particular part here. Because you're using it directly on him.
3 successes.
3 successes. First success tells you the subject's manner of death. He was hit by a car. Okay. 3 successes. Let me look here. In the overall general scheme of things, he has an important role in Fate's design. You don't know what it is. He has a very important role in it somewhere, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as for your role, fuck you, Urian. You cursed my dice. I botched his roll against that.
Oh, shit. She has sent me as her negotiator to resolve this matter peacefully.
Well, okay, so we're going to have to make amends with Miss Prudence on this. We're going to... Okay, so... Fanny, you didn't tell me you took her from Prudence's place. Fanny's like, you didn't ask? Charlie's like, he didn't, Fanny, he didn't ask. Damn it, Fanny. Well, we're going to have to deal with that. But we've got to deal with this as well.
She has offered something in trade for Aurora.
What will you trade for, Aurora?
How is an unused piece of paper?
I can get 6 Obalife for it. It's
Isn't that worth more than someone that can just change their face?
Yeah, we'll trade that for Aurora. Now, what about the rest of you?
Sorry, you didn't claim us.
Oh, but we have. You're on our turf. You are ours. And the only place you could have got a sheet of paper is from Prudence.
You know, if you harm any of us, she will be most upset.
Yeah, gonna have to pay her. I'll have to give her paper back for Aurora. But that doesn't save the rest of you.
How about the notebook that the paper is in?
That doesn't help the rest of you. See, you're worth the whole batch at once. I think we can get some. I'd say is a lot, you see. Get some good money. I think I could get at least one of you sold off to the Legionnaires. So we're going to have to work something else. Don't want to make Prudence mad, and you're right. I can't. I'll negotiate for Prudence's sake.
Thank you.
But the question comes down to, what else can you give me?
Well, what is a soul worth?
Souls are worth a lot of things. I mean, going rate, an Obelai soul. If you're good at something, you're worth more.
And a piece of paper is worth 6.
Yeah, because
There's 5 of us in this room.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. I think I can get more than 1 from y'all. That's the base rate. You know, 1 soul's turned into 1 coin. So 1 soul's worth 1 coin. Now, if I put you on the auction block, I might get 3, 4 each for you. I might only get 1. It's a risk. And see, there's the thing. That's why, for Prudence's sake, I'm willing to negotiate, because I could make more money selling you. I may not. And we could use the money. So, what else can you offer? I'm sure there's something.
I want to... Shit. I don't think there's any way I could, but I'd want to try to figure out why he needs the money.
How prideful do these people seem? How much does it seem their reputation matters to them?
They're slavers.
Yeah.
Yes, or...
I was actually, funnily enough, I was going to use empathy deep motivations to question them.
You can roll
a bit on why they have money.
Roll it.
They need money.
And then you can ask your questions, and I'll reveal if you can pick up some of their deep motivations.
What's the difficulty?
6.
Oh, beautiful.
Because it's an opposed roll, so 6.
Got a lot of 6s. 6 again.
So, what is your question? How are you going to answer it? Or
what do you need money so much for? Are you going to starve or something? I didn't think Wraiths did that.
No, but...
Come on.
We don't need money for food, but we need money for things, you see?
And what sort of things do you need?
Well, we're saving up to get some Stygian seal. And your deep motivations, it's more than Stygian steel he's interested in.
There's got to be something else. You're trying to sell this many souls to get a little bit of steel.
Well, I mean, it's good steel. Stygian steel.
It's good steel.
Ask Fanny about
her.
Ask Fanny about the steel.
I'm sure she knows.
And Fanny, you see her glare at Tom and growl again. And Tom, for once, he's not shuffling. He's not. He's just staring hard at Fanny, just locking eyes. With his hand in his pocket. So
you can't expect us to pay top rate because you're not sure that that's a guarantee.
No, and more than a steal, I mean, if we get enough, we could get a car. And you know how much more money we could make if we had a car? We could transport people back and forth easier. We could get there quicker. There's things in the afterlife that are useful.
It seemed like your little friend there was able to step a mile a minute.
It's not the same as taking a car. He's limited how many he can move at once. I can load a whole bunch of people in a car. You know how many of us we can put in a car? I can put 3 of y'all in the trunk. So, I mean, we can negotiate out of respect for prudence. I'm not going to automatically take you.
Offer up what you think is fair, and I'll let you know if I need to counter.
Well, we're missing one of you. There were 6, not 5. Where did he go?
That's a great question.
6 of you, 3 oboli each.
That was top rate.
18 oboli. Plus, we had to go after you. We've got to teach Tom a lesson here. So let's just round it to a nice and even 24 oboli.
Yeah, you're full of it.
I know you don't have it.
No, of course not.
But
we may have things worth enough. But
well,
you see,
actually, let me put it this way. You don't have it, but you may have it. We could arrange a deal. I won't even charge you interest the first year. And Thomas speaks up. Careful what you agree to, Missy. Mort there has ways to bind you to an agreement.
Oh, I've already picked up on that, but thank you for the warning, Thomas.
Got to be fair. We uphold our end. The binding I use applies to everyone involved in an agreement, not just you.
And I turn and look over at Fanny and say, and that's why she hasn't killed you yet for being so insulting to her?
No, she hasn't killed me yet. Because she knows she can't.
Damn. Okay, so your opening bid is
24.
ridiculous.
24.
It's
That's
ridiculous. And completely absurd. Because if certain ones of us don't have anything of real value, either skill-wise or item-wise, then we're never going to fetch that, and we're going to be minted into coins for 1 oboli each.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't charge much interest. The first year is no interest at all. So you got a year to gather that up.
However, if you sincerely think that you'll be able to sell us off, you don't know what's really going on.
Oh, I can sell you, that's for sure. Richmond pays well. I mean, I might have to take you somewhere else to get good
Tom,
value.
What was it you said something about Lady Fate having a hand in this?
She does, but I wouldn't. You know, by saying that, you've just increased your value. And Mort's like, oh, Lady Fate's interested. So I could sell it to the Anacron of Fate. She might give me 5 each if you're important to Lady Fate.
Or not.
Or not, but if I let you go, I'm not got anything now.
Yeah, well, you're going to let us go.
Well,
because I don't think you want them on you and Prudence on you.
I'm not worried about Lady Fate.
Oh, you're touched too, huh?
She can come, if she wants you, she can come get you. Otherwise, you're died on our turf. That means you're ours. You think this turf comes free?
During
you think
this
we
time,
get this turf for
has
nothing?
everybody been paying attention to our discussion?
I'm sure.
Okay.
You think this turf is free? We have to pay for the turf we own. We've got fees to pay. Licensing fees. So we have expenses. You see? So we've got to get something here.
And you have a hospital full of dying people.
Yeah, and that's what makes this cost so much.
But you can collect. And turn them over.
Not everybody comes over. I'm sure you saw. There was an awful lot of dead on that train. I only see 6 of you. Or 5 now. You've lost one.
Didn't you collect a few? There were 72 souls. What did you get?
I'm not going to disclose the financial parts. And Charlie goes, yeah, don't tell him about the 3 you grabbed. Charlie.
See?
Shadow.
Jesus, Alexis, this is getting as bad as the Pentigo case. We don't need another one of those on our hands. I'll help you if need be.
Sure.
So how much help is being offered? A lot? Little bit? What kind of help are you offering?
A medium amount.
Does the psyche accept?
Yes.
Okay. For those that are viewers and new to this, what has just happened is the shadow has offered assistance, and that's in the form of shadow dice. And Alexis will get to roll I'm sure it's going to be a manipulation and something to charisma and a persuasion of some sort to try to get the price down at least.
Yeah.
She will get 3 extra dice for this roll. Please use the red dice for those.
Mm-hmm.
For every 1 she rolls on these shadow dice, she feeds her shadow angst.
I dropped one. That one doesn't get rolled. That one goes in timeout.
So it's a way for the shadow to help the psyche do something, but in return, the shadow can gain power. So let us know how many ones you roll on the red dice. 2 successes or 2 ones on red dice? 2 ones on the red dice, 2 ones?
2 ones on the red dice.
The shadow gains 2 angst from the shadow dice.
That's rough.
That was a rough roll
But
for
I
him.
do have 10. And
You get to re-roll the 10s.
Yep. For eloquent. And that's another 10.
Exploding 10s.
Okay. So what's my difficulty?
6.
That is 5 successes, including the 2 ones removing successes.
That's pretty good. Okay, so here we're going to start. I say 24. You going, I say
10.
Right? And then I'm going to probably drop it down to like 20 and you'll bump it to like 15.
No, I'm going to bump it to 12.
No, just let me work through this. So then I'll come back and then you'll come back. Let's just make it a 16.
So tell me, what is worth 16 OBI on trade immediately? Without binding into a year-long slavery contract with you.
The contract would be more than a year, but a year without any kind of interest. I mean, you got a piece of paper? Unfortunately, it's worth 6, but I've got to give that back to Prudence because you're right. Fanny fucked up by doing it on hers.
She's willing to trade this for us, and it is 3 sheets front and back, completely clean, as well as a cover on both front and back.
That sounds like a good deal to me.
She is willing to overlook the slight if we walk out of here.
I wonder, it can't just be a car that you want, Mort. I mean, you wanting a car seems very strange. There has to be more to
Way
it.
to move on.
They're slavers. They want to carry as many as they can.
Well, better hunting ground.
Who do you owe? Can I use a...
We have license fees. We have to pay for our turf. The hierarchy doesn't just let you reap around their cities. If you want the good places, you pay more. We want a better place. As you can tell, this isn't a hotbed of activity. We don't get a lot of souls here.
Yeah, it's what, a 30-bed hospital?
If that. Not a lot die here. Most of the deaths end up in Richmond. So we want a better place. To do it, we need more money to buy we've got to bribe the right people to get the license to take over a better turf. There is the economy. This is how this works. You think anyone can just set up shop and claim it's their territory? If anyone could do that, Tom could claim this shit. And he can't. Because it's ours. And he took it from us. And I can get the Legionnaires down here and they'll fucking get rid of him for it. Poaching.
Alexis holds out the notebook. She's going to hold on to it, though. Do we have an agreement?
I can't get the full value of the notebook because I've got to give Prudence.
You don't have to give it to Prudence. She is willing to give it to you if you let us go.
You're right. We fucked up. And Fanny's going to take that out of her share later. But you can rest assured I'm not going to... I'll give you credit for it. But I'm giving shit back to Prudence because...
If this doesn't work, I have to take it back to her.
You don't understand about Prudence. You may learn in time, if you're lucky. Nobody crosses Prudence.
I understand that.
Not me, not the hierarchy. Nobody crosses Prudence.
Who the hell is this Prudence that everyone would be so afraid of?
She's old, and don't let her nice countenance fool you.
It's a good idea to be polite to her.
If Fanny's going to hear about it later, we're going to have a nice long talk, aren't we, Fanny?
If this isn't sufficient, I have to return it to Prudence.
It's a good down payment. So let's work the deal a little more then, okay? Let's reduce it down. Give me that. 5 old BI for you. Now, if you want your friend included, the one who's not here, 6. Won't charge you interest for a year. After that, it's an OBI year till you pay me back. And in return, we will not take you prisoner. We will not try to harvest you. We will not try to have someone else harvest you. To us, you will be scot-free. We'll let the matter drop.
It's not a bad deal.
And I will make sure it's bound this way. It's a good deal.
I'm going to turn and look around at everybody. Input. I'm not just dealing with my own soul here.
Hell, I don't assume these things are easy to get, but 6 in a year?
Say, how much more will we owe them over and above the notebook?
6, he said.
It says 36.
No, 1 each.
Can I use a
soul for soul? Go get 6 souls. Pay it off.
Can I use the boosted foreshadow ability to see? Essentially, I want to see if this is a net positive to what any other deal we probably would get could be.
Okay, to use that one, I'm looking to see, is that the one with
I would spend a pathos, and if it's my understanding, if it's a net negative, it would get a shadow would get angst. But I'm trying essentially in my head.
That one takes 10 minutes of concentration to get it.
Okay,
but what I will let you do is you can go with the other one. If confronted with a random choice, you can spend 1 to see the best possible option.
Yeah, you could do that.
Use that one.
Is that part of that same ability?
Friendly car, or no, it's initiate. You don't have initiate. My bad. So no, you're just kind of, you'd have to wait, sit and meditate on it 10 minutes.
Since I really, I did say something. Never mind.
So, if you want to know where you'd get it, I mean, go find a soul. Not in our territory. If you poach from us, it's going to break the deal. Obviously. Can't have you poaching to pay me back. That's kind of shit Fanny would do. Right, Fanny?
Yeah, I'm kind of not okay with stealing souls like slavers. Sorry. I look at Thomas and say, can you offer anything with this?
Thomas pulls out, I got 1 obli. That's it. That's all I got.
She raises an eyebrow at him.
That's all I have. You could give us that knife, Tom. I'd sooner cut you with it. Worth a try. Fanny wants that knife.
She's got those claws, though.
Fanny has a grudge. She has some. She wants that knife for a reason. Don't you, Fanny? And Fanny just growls some more. Just. You can get obli through trade. Maybe you can do some services for somebody. It's like everything. Barter. But either way, you got a year. A year's nothing. You can make the money somehow, I'm sure. Enterprising enough to come up on in our place and manage to negotiate and hold me over a barrel, threatening me with prudence.
I was a cop.
I knew I didn't like you for a reason.
So,
Noah's going to look to Thomas and kind of raise an eyebrow to see if there's any subtle gestures, whether this is the best we're going to get or not.
He just kind of shrugs and...
I put out my hand. I drop the notebook in his lap if he's sitting, and I just shake his hand.
Now, doing that, here's how the agreement works. He's using a power with it.
Mm-hmm.
It will cost everybody here 1 pathos.
Okay.
All right.
And I've got to roll his skills. He's using Oblivion's seal, which binds the pact.
Is everybody going to have to shake hands with him?
Nope.
Just me?
No, it's by spending the pathos, you're part of it.
Okay.
And he's got to get the agreement, of course, of everybody. Okay. Tells me how long. Okay. Okay.
How long?
You don't know. He says, now, let me make sure you understand. Here's the agreement, and I want to hear agreement from everybody. In 1 year, you will pay me back 6 oboli. If you haven't paid me back in 1 year, the price will increase by 1 oboli per year. Very fair. In return, we will let you and your friends go. We will unchain your friend there. We will allow you safe passage in our territory. We will not report you to the Legionnaires. We will not attempt to extract retribution from you all. Tom, on the other hand, is a different story. He's not part of that. We will deal with you in time, Tom. I will let all of you walk out, including Tom, today. So you know, breaking this will hurt. Grievously, you will feel pain like you've never felt before. It can even destroy you for breaking this deal. But the same rule applies to us. If we break the deal, we will suffer the same fate. I agree to these terms.
I agree to these terms.
I agree to these terms.
I agree.
I agree to these terms.
Vincent goes, I agree to these terms. Charlie goes, I don't know what I'm agreeing to, but I agree to it. And Fanny goes, I agree.
Margot?
Fine. Yes, I agree.
The deal is sealed. And you can all feel this 1 pathos leave you. You feel a little bit of emotional draining. And so you know, 1 pathos per person. That's 5 here that paid it from you, plus the other 4 is 9 pathos. If this deal is broken, you will take 9 aggravated damage.
Ouch.
And aggravated is worse than lethal.
That'll hurt.
Okay.
Badly. But it applies to them as well. The deal is done. Thank you. Now, I can be a little hospitable. And Vincent goes, reaches over and he grabs the chains and he like twists with his hands and they pop right off. Sorry about that. Business. Just business.
Of course, Vincent, just business.
So, now that we've done the business things, you're here in our haunt, I can be a little hospitable. What can I do for you?
Looking for corpses from the crowd.
I mean, just looking for corpses. There's graveyards. There's a morgue down that way. There's all kinds of stuff. Anything in particular you're looking for? You're looking for the accident things that happened? I mean, what's the... what you looking for? So we've got a deal now. I've promised to be nice, so we'll be nice. What you need? Do you really not know where your friend went?
No, truly, I don't.
Yeah,
You know, it's not safe.
He bugged out.
It's not safe to just wander around. I mean, it is, but it isn't. But he's safe in Hanover because we won't get him. But Hanover doesn't exactly reach all the way to Richmond.
No.
There's territory between the two. And now you understand how this all works. You get a license, you've got a territory, which means other places have territories. They've got licenses. They pay the bureaucrats let them do it. The Legionnaires leave you alone.
What do you know? Oh, no. No.
Where'd you say the morgue was?
It's just down the halls of the morgue. You're better off waiting a little bit later, though, when most of the kind will be gone. That's if you really want to get the good info.
The what?
Hang out until about 8, 9 o'clock at night. That's when the coroner comes in.
When the what will be gone?
Or sorry, I heard him called kind once, and I'm still trying to figure out where it came from. It was odd. Okay, hang on. Oddest thing. Did you know there's vampires?
What?
What?
No, seriously.
You're kidding me.
No.
Don't say it. We don't talk about them much over here, because...
Why, is there one around here? I didn't say what, I just said one.
There's a few. You'll know them if you see them. They're not alive, but they're not over here either. I got in an argument with one. Go ahead.
Aurora vampires, really? That was so 2008.
I understand that, okay? Look, it's not like I'm doing it consciously.
Look, I had an argument with one. Okay? I was calling him quick. He said they're kind. I said they're quick. He said they're kind. I mean, and he just round and round.
You were arguing with a vampire over what they're
They
called.
could see you?
How?
He saw me. I don't know. He's touched.
Oh, shit.
But Tom hasn't told you all this shit's real?
No.
Well,
yeah.
ghosts are. Why isn't everything else?
Wait till you see a werewolf. Let me tell you something. And if you're really smart, you're going to avoid the mages.
Shit.
There's magic.
Like
Are you
Wicked?
serious?
No. And Fanny steps over and goes, mages aren't bad. You got to watch out for Pentex.
Pentex.
What about that?
Alexis's face drops when she says that.
Project Oedipus.
Oh, they're on this side too.
You haven't heard
Is
of
that familiar?
Is that familiar? I will
Is
let
that familiar?
Alexis roll. I will let Alexis roll.
See if that
Whether she's heard rumors about Project.
Okay. So what will I roll on
You
that?
will roll intelligence and bureaucracy.
Okay.
Is
I
that
will let-
anything
I will let Noah roll intelligence enigmas because you were doing some weird website shit for conspiracy theories.
I wasn't a conspiracy theorist, thank you very much. I was
No, but
very
you-
hard-hitting.
But you'd read a lot of them.
Yeah. You said intelligence?
Intelligence enigmas?
Okay. Target.
For you, target 8. For Alexis, target 7. 3. It's a good roll.
3 as well.
Okay, well, for you, Noah, you've heard vague rumors from your Pentex when you were investigating Pentex. Something about putting people on the cusp of death and using them as some sort of dead spies or something. Alexis, you have heard rumors of secret government programs utilizing. You've heard of Project Oedipus before. You didn't know the details, but it had something to do with criminals who had been given life sentences being snatched out of federal penitentiaries for a super secret government project?
And I legit say that. The government was snatching people out of penitentiaries, people on death row.
And Mort looks up and goes, Fanny, you know that's not real. Come on now. If you're dead, you're on this side. If you're alive, you're over there. And Fanny goes, no. Sometimes there's some that come. I've seen them. They're alive still, but they're over here. And they work for the government. And they spy on us. And they do things.
Make very good spies.
And then they go away. And they're back walking around. Mort goes, come on, you don't believe that. And even Thomas is going, no, Missy, you know that's not possible.
What did I tell you about calling me Missy?
He was talking to Fanny.
Oh, okay.
That's just not possible.
So wait,
come on this side and go back.
Vampires, there are werewolves, there are mages, and the thing you find too hard to believe is that someone can maybe go back and forth.
Basically, like,
the two.
you know the movie Flatliners?
They probably did.
I'm asking the circle.
Oh.
I know that
you know
movie.
You know that movie. So basically like that. Only
That's
they're
what I
doing it
assumed.
with convicted felons that were on death row.
Fanny goes,
It's kind of fucked up.
I don't care what. I know I'm going to get punished later, Mort, but I don't care what you say. I've seen it.
I
They
look
do
at
it.
Mort and say, the type of cop I was, I worked for the FBI.
Well,
I found some info on that.
Shit. I'll have to make note of that.
Massive human
Fuck.
rights
It's-
violations.
It's all rumor. I don't look, Fanny. You're not right anyway, and you will be punished for talking against me. Fanny's like, doesn't matter on that one. I've seen it, and it.
Where?
I saw one around here.
When?
Can you show me?
Saw one yesterday.
Can you show me?
Please.
It was at the train.
What did he look? What did he look like?
Wait, what?
Yesterday at the train. Yesterday, when the train crashed.
I saw him slip away after the crash.
What did he look like?
What Tark said. What did he look like?
It's hard to.
Big girl words, come on.
Hey,
I go up.
Don't antagonize her.
I know. I go up.
When you see him,
This is very important. Please.
your eyes slide right past. You have trouble seeing them there. They're always nondescript. They never stand out. They don't show life sight. We don't see the glow. We don't see the death. They're on our side, but you almost ignore him. But he was short, bald. He was at the scene. He
Is
slipped
that-
away.
Does that sound like anyone that I recognized on the train?
Nope. But I'm going to let right now everyone roll perception and awareness.
Can I use detail oriented?
Yes.
Can I use insightful?
Yes.
Target.
9 for this one. This is a very difficult
Cool.
thing.
Damn, I was gonna say 3, but 2.
God, even a 9 don't stop you people.
New
got
dice
three.
rolling hot tonight.
How many did, let's see how many Tart got.
Oh, none.
Of course. This isn't the time you want your dice to roll badly.
Did you botch, or was it just no successes?
No. No successes.
Oh, so at least
Well,
that's good.
It's not so bad.
Thomas
Yeah.
seems to be shuffling his
Can
feet
I-
a little bit at the description.
Can I use keys to the memory palace?
You can
To see if you saw anything.
see if you saw
Got it.
anything. I will let you roll that. That is a very good use of your power. I will let you roll that one.
Can I roll that as well?
Yes, you can. Now, the way this works is you are going to roll intelligence mnemnosis. However many successes you get are equivalent to a perception and alertness roll at the time. So basically, it lets you pull details that you might have forgotten. So
Okay.
the difficulty is going to be 6 because it's a standard roll. The more successes you get, the better chance of remembering.
Just what was the roll again? Just double.
Intelligence mnemnosis. Difficulty of 6. Mnemnosis is such a handy power. 5 each. Damn it. It is such a handy power. Thinking back and unlocking the keys to your own memory and diving through, you vaguely recall. You didn't notice it at the time because, like Fanny said, you kind of just slipped past them, not realizing what you were seeing. You vaguely recall a short, bald man slipping away from the scene of the crime.
I saw him.
So did I.
And you said we had seen Thomas sort of shuffle?
He shuffled a little bit.
And I look at Thomas because I've noticed that.
Not the time or place, Missy.
I understand. We need to talk.
Not the time or place. And Fanny, she seems, you can see she's visibly upset.
You.
She's shaken.
Thank you, Fanny.
Don't mess with them. They can do things.
I believe it.
If it's got her scared, it's nothing good.
They make the voice louder. And then she kind of
your personal voice.
Do you think if she was working or he was working with the government in some capacity, maybe this was to get at you, Tark? Did you get all these people killed? After they stole your research, of course. Maybe he's got something to do. You should pursue this. Do it.
You know what voice they're talking about, Noah.
the voice gets louder, and I just wanted to shut up. Shut up. And Charlie comes over and just hugs her leg and just literally grabs on and just starts hugging her leg.
I'm going to use, what is it? Because she's been very helpful, I'm going to use, sorry.
Go ahead. Do you think?
Further reflection.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast a memory of me and my wife just at a picnic, just enjoying.
2 pathos. You'll roll charisma, mimnosis. Your target number is going to be target's willpower. Target number will be 6. Hang on, let me double check to make sure. It's a resisted roll, so both of you are rolling against a difficulty of 6.
Three successes.
Okay.
So I'm trying to put a good memory in. I'm not trying to put a painful memory.
You're using it to try to heal.
Calm her down.
Yep. And let's see. You did not inflict trauma, so she lost 2 temporary angst from your use of that power to try to heal this emotional damage on her. And she calms down a bit. And you see her go over to the corner and start hugging Charlie. And Mort's like, now you've gone and done upset. She gets these fancies about stuff like that. I didn't see anybody there that night. It's just you all.
Could be.
You're lucky we made this deal. Because I should have charged more.
Should have.
And Vincent speaks up and goes, they got one over on you, Mort.
And I just wink at him.
Well, now we're bonded to each other.
Yeah.
We're going to have to benefit from each other, I think, down the line. You can't hurt us. We don't really have reason to hurt you at this point.
No.
Not that we could. But
we're not friends.
No.
No, but we could be
business associates.
Mutually beneficial.
You owe us a debt, of course. If you want to work it off, we can. I'm sure you can find a way to work it off with us. We'll
no collecting souls.
But there's other ways to work it off. We may need help from time to time with something, or
Well, I don't see why.
if you find yourself in Richmond, maybe some information would be worth some payoff on the debts.
If we ever find ourselves in a pickle, we might need your help. I mean, if we're gone, you don't get paid.
Very true. Very true. But any assistance we give you will have a price. It's not part of the deal. We'll have
Of course.
to charge and negotiate after the fact, and you know that gives me the advantage. But
Of course.
I'll
Everything
keep
has
it
a
reasonable
cost, though.
because, again, if you don't survive, we don't get paid.
Right.
And if nothing else, I'm very good at making sure that I pay my debts and the debts are paid and commerce flows.
Mort, I will say I appreciate your willingness to negotiate, and I will relay your willingness to Miss Prudence.
Just
Just to
little
warn you about her.
misunderstanding.
Don't cross her.
Don't intend to.
She's half as dangerous as the other half of her.
That's a comforting thought.
And the other half of her
He's extremely dangerous.
is as mean as she is pleasant.
Oh, shit. Well, that's not good.
Can I make kismet rolls on the other two while they're together? While they're hugging each other.
Sure. I will let you roll that. You love that fatalism, I gotta say. Great use of it, though.
While he's rolling...
I mean,
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
While he's rolling, I'm going to look over at Thomas and say, we can come back later when the coroner's here. We need to find our lost birdie.
Mort goes, if you come back after dark, the coroner likes to work like he starts at 8, okay? And he'll run through the night. But if you want to learn something, you wait till he's doing it because he's got his computer with him.
Shit.
Thanks for the tip.
And if you're one of those, like me, who can slip into things, you can get a lot of information out that way.
Very good.
That's what I did before I got run the fuck over. I used to play games, and I might have
Just
done a few things. Perception and fatalism for you. I might
target.
have. You're FBI agent. You remember that hack about 15 years ago?
Oh, I do. That was you, huh?
That was you?
They didn't
Wasn't
pin it
my
on
department, but
Oh.
It wasn't pinned on me. I pinned it on somebody else, but it was me.
congratulations.
That's why all good hackers work.
Wasn't my
Who's the target?
department.
Target number 6.
Okay, first roll was 4 successes on. I'll dealer's choice on who that's on.
Okay.
One success on the other.
Their fates are linked together tightly. They are, from a fate's perspective, 2 sides of a same coin. So, if something bad were to happen to one, you have a feeling the other one wouldn't be far behind. It's an odd symbiosis from those two in terms of the threads of fate. So yeah, come back. And by the way, for the players involved, it's probably about 5 o'clock at this point. It's almost a full 24 hours since your death, almost. So, if you come back tonight,
We will.
you'll be working. If you're looking for your bodies, it's morbid, but everyone does it. I did it. We all do it, unless you lose your body. Let me tell you, I met one that didn't know where his body was. He just woke up here, not near his own body, and that it was really fun. Sorry, hang on. Stop it. So, but he'll have them, the drawers will be open. He'll be doing his stuff.
Fantastic. Have you heard any rumors about anybody coming to claim bodies or identify?
No, but they're going to wait for the coroner for any kind of identification anyway.
Okay.
So I suspect if you're wanting to see somebody important to you, he's got to be present to note it in the death certificate.
Mm-hmm.
That it was, because it's one of the check boxes. Those
Yeah,
damn
it is.
bureaucrats and check boxes. It's crazy. But he's going to check it off. And you guys, if you want to see it, I suggest you come back in a couple hours. You can hang out with us if you want, but you seem to be obsessed with finding your friend. So, that's fine.
It's probably a solid bet. And hell, hopefully we can see our families soon, or at least something like that.
Well, somebody will be here to identify the bodies, I hope. If not, were you loved?
Funny.
I hope so.
Fanny, you can hear her mutter from the corner. Nobody came to check me.
Shit, I'm sorry, Fanny.
She had a hard life. Why do you think she acts like this now? We all correct things.
I look at Thomas and say, shall we go?
Hang on, I've got to deal with something. We're going to do something a little out of scene with this. Yes, Margot, you can. And you can, Lance, put your mask on and ask any questions. Margot, you are allowed to roll to see if you realize this is going on. I got to pull up a shadow. This is the first time this has happened.
If what's happening is happening, can I join in?
You can if you wish. Let me find the actual thing here on it, because we've got to look at these thorns on it. There's a roll to make of joining in. This is great use of this power, by the way. Let me find it. Margot, and if also joining in the other one, which means that would be Alexis's shadow. Or no, sorry. Aurora's shadow and Margot's shadow are having a talk. So perception awareness from Margot and Aurora, difficulty 8.
Perception and awareness.
You can speak to me.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, hey, hi. What a bunch of dum-dums.
That wasn't fair. Y'all, you just conned this poor moron out of his damn money. I like it. That was good.
Oh, whoa. Are you,
Yeah, well,
are you Mort?
it happens once in a while.
Are you Mort?
Yeah, this is... I'm Mort. The other half of Mort.
Yeah, he seemed to be
She's
upset
not
just a second ago.
She's not terribly great company and kind of a shitty writer.
Did you see how I got him? Did you see
Yeah,
I
I
made him
saw.
slip when he didn't want to say something? I made him do it.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, that was me. That was great. I love it.
I tried that too, but she figured it out.
Just keep working. You'll get it. Let's see. Margot, you do realize that your shadow is distracted for some reason right now. Aurora, did you get any successes on the 2? You realize as well that your shadow seems distracted. That little feeling of someone watching over your shoulder is not there at the moment. So what's the plan? We've got a deal, and we can't really break the deal because I'm not ready to give up yet. I'm not ready to end this game. This is too fun. But
I think I have her
for him.
convinced that she's not actually dead, which is going to be tough because we're in a morgue.
Okay.
But
Okay. I'll see what I can do. You're going to be gone for a few hours. I might be able to push more to get involved, and maybe we can make her body not here. And you want to talk about a way to make it worse on them? I like that idea. Do what you can to keep them from paying the debt back. As long as they're in debt, we can use them. Hold it over them. We've got the long game. You're new at this. I've been around 15 years now. Okay? You got the long game here.
Good to know.
Okay?
Very good.
So,
As long as everything's in service to the story, I can kind of drag her along. It's
okay,
fine.
yeah. I'll see what we can push. Fanny's shadow's kind of useless. She just gets a little violent, but I might be able to work something out of the other one.
You know
looking
anything
at Margot
about
Shadow.
Prudence's
What?
shadow?
Don't fuck with her.
There's something not right about her shadow. It's not like us.
So we should just stay away.
It doesn't. It doesn't
What's
play right. It doesn't. try the game like we do. It hurts us sometimes. It's supposed to be on our side, but it's not. It's not. Don't trust their shadow.
Good to know. Looking at Margot's shadow. What's with all the leather? I mean, is it a call for attention? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to really make this seem like, you know, an interesting character choice, but it's really out of place.
I was trying to get Mort to cop a feel, but he's just not. He's just resisting too much today.
Easy now with that.
I figured she'd fucking smack him. I thought it'd be great to watch him get smacked around a little bit. Break the negotiations, try to undercut, but can't get so focused on business.
Yeah, she wears it because this is the life that she wanted to live.
Can anyone else hear us? Hello? Can you hear us?
I mean, you could probably talk to one of them, the other shadows, but looks like only us three can talk amongst ourselves, but you could talk to one of them, but be careful, make sure, as we learn from Prudence, not all of them want the same thing. So you gotta be careful.
We probably shouldn't be away too long, but it's good to know that we can talk to each other.
Hey, if you need help, let me know. I've got a posse.
Hey, that's what I tell Aurora.
I've got a posse. I can call in friends. Okay? I don't like to do it often because it gives it away. I can bring specters.
Oh, that's
you might say I have the voice on speed dial.
Okay, can that guy tone it down? I mean, it's really hard to, convince her that it's like
he doesn't tone it down. There's the problem. He's like, if you need a screwdriver, he's a hammer.
That's just bad character development.
Yeah, well, he's a hammer. So if you need something to hammer at home, that's who you use. But I've got him on speed dial. We've got an arrangement, you see. I tipped him off that you all were here. That's why he came. He knew because I tipped him off that we were looking for you. See? I got an arrangement with him.
And it was easy to...
He can whisper too.
Well, I mean, if you can keep them from turning them into coins, that'd be preferable because I really don't want to be, part of that.
I really didn't care, but now that I've spoke with you, we'll try, it's no fun if you're a coin.
No.
Anyone turned to a coin is lost. They don't get to finally end it all. They're trapped forever. And where's the fun in that?
Yeah. What happens to us in that? I mean, are we trapped along with them or we just go?
Oh, it's horrible. Don't you hear the screams?
Yeah.
You think the screams are just the psyche? It's both of them. Trapped, unable to... Oh, it's... Now you give me the willies. Now, we gotta go. We can't talk too long because they notice. And when they notice, they get paranoid.
Well,
which is fun.
Favorite too.
And useful.
Yeah.
But not all the time.
Okay, bye.
All right. Talk to you later.
Terminal disconnect. That's what he whispered as he stopped.
So, Thomas, are you ready for us to leave?
Yeah, Alexis, we can... I assume you're wanting to come back to check your box.
We'll come back this evening.
Yeah, we got to go find Isaac.
And we need to have a talk.
That we do. We have a couple things to talk about. But yeah. Okay, we can do that. And this is where this episode will end. With this circle negotiating the freedom of theirs and, more importantly, freedom to move around without worrying about
being hunted.
And all because one player at this table cursed my dice. And now, for my outro. Pretty much everything in the underworld is made of one of two things. Souls or memories. The bulk of the raw materials are memories, relics of destroyed items from the skinlands that made their way across the shroud. But while they may be common materials, they're not necessarily the strongest, which is why the economy of the dead really runs on something else. Souls. Souls are not only the population of the dead, they are also its dearest resource. And as long as wraiths hunger for items that can be made from them, the forges will always clamor for more. Thank you all, to my players, and to the viewers, of course. This was an interesting episode. You all negotiated your freedom from being hunted, which I think is a load off a number of people's backs. You now have a clear sight ahead of where your bodies are, and you know what's going to happen. Next episode, you'll get to finally find your bodies. 2 shadows in the group flex their powers a bit. And 2 psyches in the group got some pretty heavy, actually 3 if you want to count Tark as well. Though Tark doesn't know what Pentex is, I'm sure he has questions. 2 of the group did not like mention of Pentex. There is a history there that I think is going to come out probably in an episode, because that was a shock for all of them. So for experience, of course, 1 XP for everybody. Free XP, 1.
Yay!
And 1 more for roleplay. Now we're going to go through the learning curve. Evie, what did you learn tonight?
Oh, Jesus, I learned a lot. I learned that you can fashion armor out of your own body. I learned that you can make people into these weird talking hellhound monstrosities, that people can be auctioned off and made into all kinds of different things, not just like forges. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. We learned that, oh, God, what was it? Hang on.
Prudence scares the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, prudence is very scary. And
why do you think Alexis apologized?
Yeah. So definitely learned a lot. And now we have a contract for 6 soul coins.
9 aggravated damage to break the contract.
Yeah, we have to get 6 OBI.
In a year.
In a year.
We gotta hustle.
That's not a hard price. That's actually a pretty low price. It's not that big a price, but that's because I botched on his negotiation roll. Mm-hmm. And as I say every time, the dice are what they are. And if I roll a botch, I rolled a botch. I will not change that dice roll to save story. What did Tark learn?
Well, we definitely learned that prudence is very much a power, and someone to be both respected and avoided in some ways. Also found out that shadows really can just talk to each other behind the scenes.
Some.
Yeah.
Some can. And on the shadow note, you also learned something is up about Prudence's shadow because it works with her, not against her.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing that the rest of the players won't ever find that out because the shadows aren't going to share it.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Isn't that wonderful? What did Alexis learn?
Alexis has solved a passion. Has resolved a passion.
And what was that?
She knows why the train crashed now. She hasn't verbalized it to anyone yet, but she's figured it out.
We shall see. I don't think you know as much as you think you do, but you're getting very close. I'm sure she's getting very close. What else has she learned? That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. That she really is a hell of a negotiator.
Damn it, the dice fucking suck tonight.
I know what you're talking about.
And she learned about this binding contract thing. She's going to have to look into that because that might be something she might want to learn at some point.
Very useful.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons why for a banned guild, users are actually fully banned. They're supposed to be because of what they've done in the past. But there's always a shadow group of them because the only way to enforce a contract on the dead
is to bind them.
Is to bind each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What did Noah learn?
I mean, he learned that Pentex has involvement on our side.
That's a little bit of lore that was useful. Project Oedipus, where they were using prisoners who were life sentences, and they would kill them, freeze them, have them do a mission, then thaw them out and bring them back. Horrifying when you think about it. What did Margot learn?
Oh my goodness, vampires, werewolves, mages, magic's a thing. The chains don't just bind you, they bind your arcanoi. Oh. So much screwed up shit in this.
And the chains would have to, because otherwise half the people you locked in them would just fucking slip them and leave.
Yeah.
What didn't come up, it also blocks you from harrowing, at least from going into a harrowing of your own choice, because technically you can burn a willpower to harrow yourself to escape a situation, but not when your chains are on you. And if you get one put on you without meaning to, you will be returned to your chains. Harrowing's a no escape.
Yeah.
So
It's
rough.
a very
What the
horrifying
fuck?
object in more ways than one. So everyone learned something. That's 3. Now we're going to go for the bonus XP. And since Evie wasn't here last week, first of all, last week's bonus XP went to Margot.
Thank
Viewers
y'all.
voted and they spoke. I think that scene
Hell
of her
yeah.
basically de-predatoring a predator,
That was awesome.
that was
That
an
was good.
awesome use of her power.
Yes.
I think it went very well. So, Evie, you get to cast the first vote this week on which player gets the XP for advancing the story or the Circle's agenda. And why did you give it to him?
She negotiated with our friends. Alexis, I think, definitely wins that one.
That's a good one. Okay, we'll go up. We'll go ladies first tonight.
Oh, God.
Alexis?
I'm going to say Aurora. She really tried to pick those guys apart to figure them out.
And great use of
And
giving
she
them
hasn't
info.
had a chance to give us what she gathered from it, but I'm sure she will once we get away.
And she gave them info, but fake info.
Well, not quite, but she gave them
Misleading.
info.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And she does have knowledge that you guys don't know about, like Argos.
Right.
That rapid travel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she's got some good intel on those guys to share with us.
So we have one for Alexis and one for Aurora. Margot, your vote.
Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to have to give it to Alexis. That negotiation was clutch.
Damn it, my dice.
Oh no, your request is absurd.
And then use of the shadow dice at the same time. Her shadow got stronger, but that's what the shadow dice are for.
But she still won.
Yep.
That's a good
what the
idea,
shadow
but
dice are
actually
for.
shut the fuck up. I have a better idea.
Yeah. So 2 Alexis, 1 Aurora. We will go now to Tark. Your vote.
I'm going to vote for Alexis for that great negotiation that kept us from being enslaved and chained or killed outright.
And
That's not a
having to
fight we
get
could've
more
won.
slaves.
There was a distinct risk that the players could have died in this scene. As I said, the dice roll are what they are. Had Alexis botched and he not, this would have turned out a vastly different scene with Thomas having to try to carve people while he told y'all to escape. And Aurora couldn't escape. So that would have been very ugly. Noah, your vote.
They'll spread the love. I'll give it to Aurora for similar reasons that Raylan had said.
I will, as storyteller, give 1 to Alexis and 1 to Aurora.
Thank
I will
you.
divide it out to both of them.
Oh,
Now, for the viewers, go on our Discord. Vote for who you think gets the bonus experience. If you saw one scene this whole episode, you can vote for that one scene.
Mm-hmm.
If you caught just the ending, if you caught just this part of the episode, you can still vote for that. Vote for who you think should get the bonus experience. We'll announce it next week. Because it just shows that, vote for whether you like the player, don't like the player. You can vote. You can even vote for Tamshu, who's not here. Perfectly fine. Vote for somebody. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
If you like our content here on Twitch, give us a follow. If you really like it, give it subscribe. If you want to support the players, bits and donation go to the players other than Rillin and I. We do not take bits or donations. That's
I'm
for the
married
players.
to him. He has to buy my shit.
Yep. I owe her a couple martinis at this point.
At this point, yeah. I need like a total fucking binge.
If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a subscribe. Cost you nothing. Pop over on our front of our YouTube. Go to the Haunted Chronicles. Give them a subscribe. We're trying to get their long URL. They got 50 subscribers. They only need 50 more, and we can shorten their URLs. Ishvel, give them. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube to them. I will let Relin handle.
The links to both of those channels are with the McStabber Studios link in chat. Oh, sorry, this way. I'm mirrored. I always forget I'm mirrored.
And I will let Relin handle the rest of the outro because she complained about me fucking the outro up. So I said I will let her do some of it.
As he said, do go to Discord. You will go into the Necropolis, which is the general chat for the Wraith the Oblivion stream in our Discord channel. That's where you will vote for the player that you choose to get the viewer XP. And definitely, if you enjoy the content we create here, do check out some of our friends. We have a whole list of links for Twitch channels that we support and shout out because they produce great content. You should go give them a follow if you're inclined to. Really. We like to share the love here. And, you know, we do have currently, actually, there is one open casting call at the time this episode airs. I will be running a special one-shot in October of Bluebeard's Bride that is going to be raising money for breast cancer support. So actually, it's going to be going to an organization that actually helps support people who have breast cancer. So I really would love for anyone who's interested in playing a charity stream to join us on the Discord and check out the casting couch to apply for that one shot.
And unlike Wraith, that one will be live.
That one will be live streamed so that you'll be able to see donations as they come in and we'll be able to celebrate them and all that fun stuff. Coming up this week, hang on, let me pull up my calendar. Last night was Haunted Chronicles, the 7th Sea conclusion from the last 7th Sea. That was done. That had my husband here as Scappa.
The Dread Quartermaster Scappa. Get it right. If I was wearing a Dread Pirate Roberts costume, you can't get rid of the Dread part. I'm Dread Quartermaster Scappa.
And on Sunday, we had the conclusion of our Changeling the Dreaming, technically two-shot, that had Ravinia and myself in it. I'm sure we haven't played it yet, so I'm sure it's going to be chaotic and so much fun and craziness.
That one's also live.
Yeah, that one's also live.
It was live.
It was live. You can check the video on demands for those two streams. They're a lot of fun, both of them. And then coming up, we do have Ishvel on Saturday.
2 p.m. Eastern?
2 p.m. Eastern.
Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
With a flying ship.
And love badgers.
Gotta love badger. And a druid that once in a while turns into a bear and somebody rides his back.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I love it. It's great shit.
Riding bears. Nobody would ever think of this.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and we hope to see you in our other streams. Have a great night.
Have a good one.
Right.
Bye-bye.